So today I'm going to work at finishing up the clothes she's got here. Alright. So let's... Looks great, but the one I've got's... Why is the... looking at the coin metal bits she's got there. That white one. Standard. Yeah, the ones she's got are a bit different. Let's see what we get though. As well as her gloves, because I still have a red stripe here to work with, as well as some patterning on the gloves. As far as I can tell, it's just gray, so black and white. Potentially a bit of blue. That's one of the big ones I'm trying to figure out. Because it looks like they have like a bit of a tinge to them. Especially the ones like at the edges, they're a bit darker. Well, let's see what we get. I don't know what it is, but I think I have a lot of trouble with some getting grayscale colors right. See if that works. This guy. Alright, so let's go with darker bits over here. Sort of, but it's... Maybe they have some highlights I need to work with. Let's see where we go with that. Because just having the flat coin here doesn't look right. Something is off, and I can't place it. And it doesn't stick out. Well, let's try that. Just white, but all of it is wiped off. No, it's still, that's a brown, that's more of a steel silver. You know what? Let's see if this one will help. We can try the blue. Let's actually give that one a shot. Because I don't know how to get that steel gray. I just get a flat gray. Alright. this might be why I've been procrastinating on this aspect. Okay, so I've got. I want to try a very light, solid black. A bit darker. Maybe it's the bra's base fabric. It needs to be a bit darker than what I've got there. That color's too dark. Let's try adding a bit of the other black, see if that mellows it out. No, that just turns back into a mess. How do I get that color? Is it possible with what I've got? I think so, but I don't know. Okay, so let's get this mixed out some. Let's try that aspect. Just a little bit of white, brighten this up, not quite so solid. That might be it. Okay, had it there for a sec. That's just this fine little line. Too much white and it turns into a pasty color. Too much black and it's a very noticeable solid color. That looks close. Let's give that one a shot. Let's give that a shot. Well, let's... I don't get it. It's similar. That's the best I can give it. It's similar. But not close. What am I missing? It is more on the blue end of things. More white. Let's try you. Let's try you on this one over here. See how that goes out. Too dark. Too dark. Much too dark. But if I get any whiter, okay, let's give it a shot. Let's give this more brightness to it. See if that'll help it out. Just more and more problems to try and figure out. And this is an aspect of me just fumbling with the medium. It's a lot closer to the original color I had over here, but it doesn't help. Why? I think I might need to go that route. Let's, you know what? Let's go with that. I think it might be the base color on the back that's throwing me off. So let's go with you. Yeah, it is you. see what it looks like for here. Okay, so might be bet that the surrounding colors are too dull or too bright, which makes the brighter colors I'm putting on there seem darker, maybe? That is helping a bit. Counts off and such. It's like right here I've got a big blank spot that shouldn't quite be there. She's got like evenly paneled. Know how to fix that with what I've got here. I think this guy might need to be shoved over. I don't know. But, well, plot along and figure it out. Art is weird. Some aspects come pretty easy and straightforward. Others require a lot of work. Very odd. But we're working at it. That helped a bit, but I still don't know how to get that right shade of it. I think that one needs to spread out some. That helped a bit. Those are still too dark. What? How do you get that color? How do you get that color? Because it's... Maybe it's just a gradient and I keep trying to put in a flat color. Alright, so let's choose this side so I can see you. You need to be moved up just a bit. I need to redo this whole area. Okay, so I've got a circle right about here. This is kind of more of a half one. You know what? Before I do it all in paint, I'm going to try and line it up because I do need... I've got this gap here. I'm going to try and fix that up. Alright, so we've got... Yeah, this is all sorts of wrong. Okay, so you come out a bit more like that. You come up, cut you off there, move you up closer. But you're all the way. What the hell? You know what? Blank canvas time. I screwed that up. Something fierce and I can't quite see it. So I'm going to redo it. The shapes already there tend to are throwing me off, man. Okay, so there we are. Actually, I'll let that dry for a spell. Because I can't paint on it while it's still wet. So in the meantime, shift over to the next spot. See what we can get over there. Alright, so there you are. Hello, hello. Blinkins. Welcome, welcome. I'm painting an Amazon. That's what it looks like. Currently her chainmail bikini. Technically it's not chainmail, it's more like scale mail. To be fair, actually, it's not that big relative to the game. There are bigger, but it's I'm trying out painting, so. Yeah. Still relatively new to the whole thing, but this is what I've got so far. Working on the clothes because all those little white circles are really annoying me because they're not done. Anyway, welcome, welcome. Yeah, I'm still figuring out how paint works, but I'm kind of enjoying it for the most part, other than these super little circles I can't get the right color for. But yeah, welcome, welcome. This all started actually with the witch back here. These are my other paintings I've done. Beatrice, the Golden Beatrice the Elder, and Link. This is my 4th painting I'm working on. All self-taught, actually. I haven't looked up any painting tutorials other than miniature stuff. Oh, hell no, hell no. I'm working from a pre-made design. This is the Amazon from Dragon's Crown. Yeah, give me a sec. I'll show you. This is a picture right there from the official art book. I love these things. Pretty cool looking. But yeah, it's a very distinct style for the characters, and I really do like it, which is one of the reasons I'm painting it, because I honestly just felt like it. Alright, so let's get you right here. Give it a sec. I may get a little focused on some of the painting stuff, but feel free to comment and talk about whatever. I'm not ignoring you, I'm just trying to not screw things up at the moment. But yeah, this character was designed to be very, very athletic and muscular. It's part of her character. It's a very fun one to play in the game too. Give me a sec. Okay. I've got a physical reference here, mostly for just proportion, right spots, but I've got one on the screen for actual color. So give me a sec. It's really hard to see in these shaded areas. Why are you different? You... that's what it is. Okay, okay. Breath. I'm not that particular about it. I tend to have a pretty steady hand, all things considered. It is something I do take pride in. But yeah, it's the fine details. My problem is always in the right spot. I have this weird habit. I don't quite know how to explain it. But like, I can draw the thing accurately, but like rotate it off. Like for instance, like the shoulder, for instance. Like I could draw it right, but instead of having it at this angle, I start to have it drawn at this angle. If you like line it up, all the lines are right, except it's like rotated, so everything gets this weird distorted feel. You look at it closely, it's all right there, but then you take a step back and it's not right, and it bugs the hell out of me. I don't know how to fix that other than starting over, which I have done on occasion. I prefer not to. Okay, I think that might be what it is. Okay, gotta get these ones a bit further along. Okay, like that, I think. And you up and down like that. And I really do wish I could show you guys up closer with a second webcam, but there aren't any in stock. They're all on back order. Everyone needing it for their kid's laptop to go to school and business conferences and stuff. Yeah, same here. I've got grid lines on mine, which I transferred over. And even with that, they're still weird. It's like, I put it in the right spot, the grid lines are all right there. Why the hell is it still weird looking? The worst part of that is faces. I can do a body really well, but when it comes to a face, it looks like a potato. It's the worst aspect of it. I hate my potato faces. I wish to get better at it. At the same time, I'm also kind of afraid of them. Screwing up what progress I have, but I'm trying to get over that. Alright. Yeah, live and learn. Keep going, do what I can. And one of the other things is shading. I'm working at it and working out, but also looking at trying some other aspects, like really harsh shading, like solid black shadows and whatnot. I kind of like that aesthetic. Too low. For me, it's like too wide. I can't place it. I can draw a single eye pretty well, but then why can't I draw the other eye? Yeah, there's I think, like, I want to say it was a Tumblr post that got tossed around, but they did like Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, but the artist version. Why can't I draw the other eye? Every so often that pops in my head, and it's like all sorts of obscenities that they keep screaming. Wait, shit. But yeah, it is what it is. And one of the things I think one of the things helping me, especially with the traditional, is I have to pay attention to what I do. There's no undo. The undo is whiteout, which isn't a true undo. It's a start over type of thing. Okay, so that's needs to be up higher. That needs to be brought down some. We'll go with that. So I'm kind of seeing where this little endeavor is going to take me. I kind of picked up painting because, oh yeah, I was explaining it a bit before something happened. Give me 1 second. There we are. But yeah, I picked up painting because these portraits right here. I was reading the Umineko series on stream. And if you're unfamiliar with it, they have the Golden Witch Beatrice, and she's got golden portraits like this, big old, huge plot points in the story. And I thought that might be fun to try and paint, so I did. And I painted it. And then I painted the other one, the second version. And I have plans to paint the other ones, but I noticed I wasn't quite as good as I wanted to be. And that paint is all dried up. Yep. Yes, it is. I don't like these coins. I can't get the color right. But yeah, I picked up painting because I wanted to try and recreate the painting in the story and see what happens. And so far, I found out I'm pretty good at it. Not quite the current aspect of creating my own things. That's the next milestone I'm working on. But currently it's I'm kind of just getting a feel for it, getting it all prepared. Stupid coins. Why can't I do it right? So that color there is close, but it needs to be a bit white, a bit brighter. I'm still trying to figure out how to get these colors accurate. It's bugging the hell out of me. I can't place it. I can't place it. Because looking at the pictures, they look really pretty uniform, other than some of the splotchy pixelation on the screen. But at the same time, they also have this weird shade to it, and I can't... Maybe that's what it is. They are all the same color except for the highlighted ones. Yeah, the highlighted ones are pretty... damn it. I just can't see it. Why can't I see it? I think... Well, let's just go with that. Let's go with that. See where we can get to with it. It is that black and that white. So let's work with that. Alright, so let's work with this, see where we get to, and add more as we need. We need more. It's about there. So, more white. Just a little bit more white. Color mixing is a skill I'm slowly starting to develop. It's harder than it looks. But it is what it is. Hope I can get better at it. One of the other ones is with paint. A lot of it is also Oh, that looks close, close. Nope, nope, actually a lot more white. I need a lot more white. That's probably too much. Shit. But, with paint, there's a lot of different ways to do it. Because with digital, I know they have transparent layers. Paint, not quite so much. You can make some transparent-like things, but it's actually a little more white? With paint, transparency is kind of a cheat. The current way I'm doing it is with dry brushing. That's close enough, I think. That's close enough. That's close enough color. We'll go with that. To the hermit. Well, yeah, no shit. I am a hermit. Thank you again. Still need to get that coffee stuff, alert notification stuff going. I've got too many dead end alert attempts at things. But yeah, it's thank you for the coffee. But yes, I am a hermit. I am on a mountain in the forest, 20 miles from the nearest town and 100 miles from the nearest city. I used to be streaming with satellite, but now I've currently upgraded to cellular internet with a cell phone modem with a 4-foot long antenna pointed at the 20-mile away town. It works, but it's actually an improvement, but it still has its issues. I'm working at not being a hermit. One of the things being streaming, and the other one being moving away. Still need more white. Still need more white. More white. Yeah, I'll work with it. Yeah, it's like I used to be streaming with satellite. Yeah, and I could upload at we could download at 170 kilobytes a second. That was our internet speed. But the thing I had going for me was it was consistent. It sucked, it was slow, it took an hour to download anything. But it was at least consistent. Cell phone is better, but spottier at times. It's annoying. But it's literally the only option we've got right now, other than potentially SpaceX that's coming out at some point. But I haven't looked at that. We shifted over before that started really becoming an option. But yeah, it's crazy. The other aspect, I'm in a little podunk town. It's still the head of the county. I forget the actual term of it. But yeah, it's a small city, but the biggest one in the area. And currently I also work at Radio Shack, just FYI. As the phone repair technician, I pull apart phones, put them back together. And we also have a Verizon desk up there. And so people come to us with all sorts of phone issues. My service sucks. My phone got cracked. Can you fix this? I need to pay my bill. Blah, blah, blah. All that stuff. And it turns out in our area we've got 2 main cell phone towers that people piggyback off of, that they connect to for any kind of internet service. Let's try. Give me a sec. And a month or two, something ago, we had a firestorm a while back. Not a firestorm, thunderstorm. And it was pretty bad, and we believe that a thunderstrike hit one of the cell phone towers, the secondary one in the area. and that put it out kaput. That tower is, as far as I know, it's not functioning anymore. So everybody is now working off of the main tower in the big town. However, after that point, school became a thing, and everyone was having to go on their internet service to go to school, because their kids all have to do these video conference things, whatever the hell, and they needed internet, but they were using the cell phone internet, but the tower was off, so every kid in the entire county is still working off that one tower that's barely functioning. And then we had a fire, and that blew out the we had a fire in the area, and it burned through a fiber optic cable, shutting off most of the internet in the city. So everyone again shifted to the mobile network, which is now having everyone in the county working off this one tower. As you can imagine, that's not quite the most stable use of a cell phone tower. And then Verizon and AT&T and all of them are not realizing that that tower is getting hammered to hell and back. Like, we don't have any outages. Dude, your towers, we've got outages in the area. Come on, do something, fix it. It's really annoying being kind of like middle management, I guess is what we are. We're a Verizon agent, I think is the term. We're allowed to sign people up for Verizon, but they don't really consider us official Verizon people. I think the term is second-class citizen. We're above the average Joe. We have access to a terminal that lets us contact Verizon better than other people, but it's not the best. We still have to call them and get put on hold. Anyway, as such, enough griping, we are expected to know what the hell's going on with all the towers, why the cell phones are down, but they don't tell us nothing. Verizon doesn't tell us anything, and we have to tell everybody else we don't know, we think it's because of this, yada yada yada. Alright, so that's getting somewhere, I think. But yeah, it is what it is. You still have something at least, yeah, it is. I can't complain too much, but at the same time, it's a pain to deal with sometimes. It's not necessarily here. Here, we're actually doing pretty good with our internet setup, but I guess I'm just griping at my job. In town, we have to deal with everybody complaining about all sorts of things, and they expect us to be the magical fix-it men. But sometimes we are, sometimes we aren't. But yeah, give me a sec. Nope, shit. That's not gonna work. That's not what I needed. Shit. Ah. Colors are hard. Colors are hard. But yeah, I am thankful for what I've got, but there's still a lot to gripe about things. But yeah, it's just, I know how bad things can be. That's one of the things. Yeah, we used to have satellite internet. That was literally our only internet option. Not even dial-up, because we don't have a landline connected to the house. But yeah, we had satellite, and satellite works. What we used to have was actually an improvement over what we used to have before that. We had a internet service called Wild Blue. I think they changed over to something called Exceed. Now, I don't know, I haven't paid attention to them in years. Shit. But they had the most asinine system I've ever seen. What they did was, give me a sec. They 41 megabits a second. So we deal. Yeah. It's. Oh, you're another Australian, huh? You're, I think, the second one who's been on my channel. Another one I've got is a bit of a regular. But yeah, it's yeah, Australia. Isn't like the entirety of Australia's population like located near Sydney or thereabouts, and like the rest of the country is just like open land or something? But yeah, it's. I understand your pain with slow internet. I've been there, but down under. Yep. There is always the obligatory joke of so how do you like attach yourself to the ground? You got like those gravity harnesses and all that stuff, right? Yeah, I know it's stupid, but yeah, the internet we used to have, the Wild Blue satellite. The system they had in place was a monthly system. You had a data cap. You had a certain amount of data you were allowed to use before they would shut you off. Fair enough, those are common enough. But shit. They had the weirdest system. They had a 30 days rolling bandwidth system. So, for instance, and you had, what was it? 10 or 15 gigabytes a month? Something like that, I think, was what they gave you. Maybe 30, I can't remember. It was a really small number relative to today. And it was, if you used, like, say, a gigabyte on day one, you'd have, game. I got a little disk space notification. Recording, trying to, where did I put them? Here. But it was, a 30-day rolling bandwidth system. And so if you used a gigabyte on the first day of the month, you'd have 14 gigabytes left to use. Second day, used another gigabyte, you'd have 13 gigabytes left to use, right? You would not get that gigabyte back until the end of the month. So 30 days plus 1, you would get 1 gigabyte back. 30 days plus 2, you'd get the other gigabyte back. So if you use like 14 gigabytes on the first day, you would have to wait a full 30 days to get that 14 gigabytes back. Better example is if you use 8 on the first day and then a week later use another 8, you'd get 8 back at the end of the start of the next month, and then the next week you'd get the 8 back. So it kept track of every bit of data you used, and so you had to play the game of, okay, how much can we use today? I think it was we could use like 300 some odd megabytes a day was our average total. And then if you didn't use it, they just straight up didn't give you anything. It was bizarre. Melbourne, Sydney are the most populated. Northern Territory and Western Australia, okay. Deserts and land. Melbourne, that was the other one. Okay. Alright. Learn a bit every day. And I've become a little bit more worldly since I started this stream. I've had viewers from Germany, Denmark, Japan, Korea, Czech, all sorts of weird, far-off places. No, satellite internet. You didn't even have phone service. It was a satellite internet plan, and it was Yeah, it's stupid. And if for some reason you managed to forget a download going, or like you had YouTube auto play going or something like that, like shit, how much did we use? We quite literally had, like, on every computer a program. Oh, I turn that on here. A program that told you how much data you were using per day, per application, per everything, and we just kept an eye on that all the time because we had to. And if you screwed up with like a big download, you'd have to wait until your previous days got used up. It was just horrendous, but it was all we had at the time. We then shifted over to a new system, HughesNet, and that worked much better. And that's when I was actually able to start streaming. Oh yeah. And the worst part of that old system was if you used it all up, you'd go slower than dial-up to the point you weren't able to even load up a web page. The internet would physically not work. You'd try and load up a page and it would fail. You'd try and load up like Google and 7030 it would fail. It just, come on, no. And like if you were out, you were just flat out. You had no internet if you went over. But yeah, it was so stupid. I hated that so much. When we found out the hard way how that happens, we had, like, when we first got it, because we originally, our family was from Phoenix, and we were used to cable internet. We just kind of imagined for a bit that it was just like normal internet, just a little slower or so. But no, not quite like that. Not quite like that. You get used up, and then the internet goes away. My paint dried. And some more. But yeah, that's so. And then you get all these people who talk about, well, then just get better internet, noob. You don't understand. We can't. That internet is the only option we got out here. Mostly. But one of the more fascinating things about it was we were still able to play internet games on it. Multiplayer. Mostly MMOs, World of Warcraft and the like. Because those games actually require like very tiny, minute amounts of internet bandwidth. And since they have a global cooldown system, you can actually you click a button and it's a second and a half or half a second before you can do something again. So the ping is not an issue. Oh yeah, ping. With satellite internet, our original version, we had generally between 13 and 1500 ping, millisecond ping. So a full second and a half delay. Then when we upgraded to HughesNet, it was a upgrade to 600 ping, which is still kind of crazy, but workable, much more so. Shoot, wrong brush. But yeah, and what was really crazy is like you get used to the delay. You get used to where's the other thing? There it is. You get used to working with that system. You just start predicting everything like a second and a half in advance because you have to. Hello, welcome. Nice seeing you. Working on painting, trying the well, I guess these are clothes technically. Could be considered armor, but somewhat, a bit less. A bit heavy-handed on that one. You have no internet. Yep. And internet stuff. Just to say hi. Oh, I appreciate it. Thank you. Hello, hello, hello. No, yeah, no, it's I told you, I work at Radio Shack. So I know about phone systems and stuff. Help my dad even try to build a cell phone signal. Yeah, it's, you go away from the central and you have no internet because there's no towers out there. And do not fall for the 5G scam. The 5G physically doesn't work. Yes, it is a faster system. No, it does not have the same distance as the other ones. If that makes any sense. Yeah, 5G systems. Just trying to clean that up. If you think of phone line or phone signals as a wave, because that's what they are. There you are. Something's work, but doesn't exist here yet. With the way it's going, it may or may not go. But to explain it, and the way we explain it to people here is there's 3G, 4G, and 5G. Those are the three main Gs that exist now. 3G was the old flip phones. Oh, right here. Flip phones, what I got. They use the 3G system, and 3G is a very long, slow wave like that, and it can go very far, but it doesn't have a lot of data transfer in it. That's why they can only like text and kind of get patchy phone call reception, but not much more, because that's all the 3G signal can handle. 4G is a faster wave, but it can't quite go as far. It has much more data potential in the waves, but it doesn't go as far. It's close, but good enough, but pretty generic for everything. 5G is ridiculously fast this way, but incredibly short. It cannot go the distance. It physically is unable to. So in order to get 5G in places, you have to go cell phone tower, 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 all the way across. It's would be more efficient to just do a physical cable than a cell tower at that point. And so in our area, where we're out in the mountains and boonies and whatnot, the people in this place, we currently we're starting to work with 5G, but it's not working. People are having issues. They upgrade to 5G, and then they don't have any reception. They can't get any phone calls. Nothing's going through. Why the hell is that? I upgraded. It's 5G. Shouldn't it be better? Well, yes, but actually no. 5G only works in a big city, and even then, that's iffy. A little bit on there. But yeah, it just physically doesn't work. Physically, practically, mathematically, it cannot go the distance. It has, I think, a 1 or 2 mile range from the tower. As in, from the tower out, it goes like a mile, but then diameter-wise, it's 2 miles. So that's, tell me where I'm at. That's currently what I'm working off my satellite-wise, or phone-wise. We got 4G with a 4-foot antenna. Things like this big and specifically designed for these devices. But you do get signal, or you're lucky to get 4G. Because there are cell phone boosters, they help, depending on how you go about it. if you need a cell phone signal increase, there are boosters, but I would suggest going with low loss cable if you can, and don't go the full 50 foot or whatever they bundle in there. Get a smaller cable, hook it up, because the long cables lose signal when you hook them up. Okay, it's bugging me right there, but oh, come on. This is the technique called dry brushing. It just gives a slight overlay to it, but it you have to dip in the paint, wipe it off until there's almost nothing on there, and then you start painting. So I only get like one paint stroke or two before it falls out again. Alright, and shit. This is what happens when I get distracted. The paint dried. Paint I needed dried up. Acrylic dries really, really fast. Ta-da! It's all gone. So I gotta mix it up again. But at the same time, like, I mix that from black and white. This black and this white. This white is still usable. It's weird. It's annoying. Figuring it out as I go, though. But yeah. Phone signals are they're a pain, but they're part of life. Alright, so I'm working at the light gray. Trying to work towards. See if I can get it. Looks about right. Close enough anyway. So let's go with that. And I also have the other cup would be the proper term, I think, for that. Yeah, it would be a cup because it's technically a bikini. Oh, that's. Well, we'll go with it. This one needs to move a little bit because it's slightly out of position. I think I can squeeze the other ones around. Get them into place. Alright, that's what it is. Move these over to the right. Just the slightest bit. Should fill in a little better. Alright. But yeah, it's weird world we live in. And what's really stupid is a lot of the phone companies, they have all these unlimited plans. Oh, thank you for the bits. Alright, head to bed then. And I'm starting my day. It's 5 in the morning for me. Yeah, it's weird. It's how time works in the world. Oh yes, thank you. It's been a pleasure talking with you, man. Though I mostly just complained and explained things, but yeah, that's what works. But thank you, man. Thank you. And I'll get that coffee. Yeah, not often I get coffee donations, but I'll work at it. Yeah, the last one I had was a guy who paid me $3 to watch JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, which I actually did, but much late. He just kind of came in, talked about it, told me to go watch it, and then left. Well, enjoy your rest then, man. But yeah, good night. Have a good one. But yeah. But I was watching JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, and it's truly quite bizarre. And I gotta shift over to here. Right there. Yep. But yeah, I try and follow through on those things if they have any. I should get those systems back up and running soon. Try and get it all sorted again. Cause yeah, one of the things I was working with on those systems was trying to work on like a commission somewhat type of thing for I think it was Dawn Close at the time. What was it? I can't fully remember why I started that. I think somebody wanted to pay me in coffee. So why did I start that? I want to say it was so people could pay me to make things, mostly plushies or something like that. But now I can't remember. Oh, I guess it doesn't matter anymore because that's not what it's going to be there for anymore. So something else. I'll work at it. Oh yeah, that did remind me. I wanted to check out Indiegogo. That's something that gets brought up every so often. Not on the channel, but in general. And apparently it's an alternate Kickstarter or something. I don't know. But oop, too much. I'll give it a look-see, see what it is. Because one of the things I'd like to try and be able to do is take commissions for people. And I guess one of the ways to do that is start up a campaign or something. And hell, I could just straight up take commissions as is. I don't need to I don't need to go that route anymore. Sorry, I'm just rambling. I tend to do that sometimes. But and you. But yeah, I had big old plans originally. My original plans when I was starting this channel and some of the things was making doll clothes, and at some point dolls, if it was ever possible. It technically is possible, but I've realized it's not really practical for me. So yeah, so anyway, one of the original ideas was start up a Kickstarter for a custom thing and have enough people donate to get the funding to get the process going, was the idea, the concept. And technically it's sound, I just didn't have enough skill, knowledge, or fan base? Enough of a user base to popularity, that's it. Enough popularity to truly take advantage of any of it. So it ended up just kind of not working out. But as such, I ended up being shifting gears, trying other things. It was sewing, sculpting, what was your sewing, chainmail, sculpting, 3D modeling, voice acting, and then back to artistic endeavors like painting. I picked it up and currently it works. Painting is currently a pretty functional aspect of it. Alright, I think it's working out okay. This is not the best, but it's close enough, and I think it'll do for now. So let's lock it in place. Oh, there are you guys too, but maybe we can figure you guys out later. Okay, that is one of the other things I wanted to work on. Updating the music library I've got here. This is all personal stuff I've acquired over the years. Currently, this soundtrack is from Umineko, the series. It's all well and good, and I actually do enjoy it, but I've been listening to it for quite a while now. I think it's time to add some stuff to it, shift it up a bit. I was doing a bit of that past few days with some Dustforce music, but it is what it is. I'm gonna look into it, see where I can get to. One of the other projects I want to work on, is my UI on the stream. I want to try and experiment with experimenting on it. See some other options. And one of the concepts I've got is because I saw some other streamers doing this interesting little coin, little stream bit thingies. The channel points. That's it. The channel points. And they made it so that you could alter some of their UI with enough points. Change out a little character, add on something or other. I thought that might be a cool. See, this one right here. It's right there. That's. I don't know how to fix that. So I'm gonna leave it. But I was thinking about an option on my own that could do something similar. The one thing I thought of was, because since I made this UI myself, I could make a couple other templates or something. People could use the channel points to use me. Where I could set it up where they could shift it around, like have a solely Umineko setup, or a Valhalla setup, or something with my artwork, should I get enough to actually fill in the spaces. There we are. That's better. That's looking more like it. Alright, so we do have. Touch it up. Bit different, so let's go with the wash. That's looking okay. And I found that a lot of art and coloring is about slow application of a lot of layers, a lot of different things. And slowly but surely you end up building up a look, a feel. The colors. problem I have with dry brushing. I can't verify if all the paint is gone or if I'm going to make a big old white colored blob on it instead. Well, I'm working on it. That white is too white down there, so I'm going to very, very, very lightly give it a bit of a color. I think that fits a tad better, just a tad. Oh yeah. I was gonna show a coworker my paintings. Yeah, I think he works today, so I think I should be able to do it. But yeah, talking to him, and he didn't quite believe me that I told him I was doing some painting. But here I am doing painting on stream for everybody to see. And you, bit more. And dry brushing is interesting. It works out, and I've always kind of preferred it because it's very light in its application. Very small changes. I think some of these could use a little bit more black. Just like that, cover up. The biggest problem I have with painting is all these little white spots that I can't ever get rid of. I believe they're from the canvas not having an even distribution or something. And so it ends up with, like, the canvas is made out of fabric of some sort. And these canvases I got at Walmart. I'm thinking a higher quality canvas or something might work better, maybe? I don't know. Haven't tried it yet, haven't run out of the Walmart ones just yet. Alright, so let's go. So that's one of the things I want to try and experiment with. Maybe see what a higher quality canvas has to work with. And then dry brushing. It works, but not quite the easiest to work with. Alright, so I think you still need to see, and the paint just goes away. There's use too much and you get a solid stripe. Use too little and you can't paint with it. You guys, thank you. You guys have to fill out a little bit more. But keep going, keep working, and eventually you'll get to where you need to go. So that's what I'm doing. And it's working out. I think I need a little bit of shade on you guys. Come on. This is the frustrating part. It's like if I could just have a dry brush that like an airbrush that had this slight application. I do have an airbrush. I could probably use it, but I don't got a compressor, but I don't have a cable. That got snapped at one point. I can bring that back out. I can bring back out an airbrush. Actually, I'm gonna take just the tiniest bit back. There we are. I think that works out. I think that works out. I think that works. And you guys are alright. You could use up a little touch up. Alright, there we are. Alright, so that's that. And oh, I've got that one left. So I'm going to work at doing this. Try and save the paint. Let it last a little bit longer. Because I need to use you to recreate where the coins go. Okay, let's start with the white one over here. So that's right here. There we are. And you've got a smaller one in the back over here. And one that goes decently around here. Oop, a little smaller. And this one takes up that place and covers there. Next row, we've got below you. Nope, 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 not there. Right there. And another coin here. Yeah, there we go. And then one more right here. That's what we got. Okay, there we are. That was easy. Why can't they all be like that? It's weird. Sometimes you can find yourself in like a kind of like a zone. Everything makes sense. And other times it's like, why can't I do it? What am I missing? I don't know. But time to put it into practice. Oh, that's just more paint. Okay. This one is not quite so fabric heavy as the other one. This one's a bit more plate mail. Alright, so let's go. My hope is to at least finish the chain today. Scale mill. It's kind of hard to classify this properly. I just called bikini. It is what it is. Okay, so don't lean on the canvas. I learned that yesterday. Okay. I just need a little bit of paint. One of my biggest pet peeves is when the paint runs out while you're trying to go. That doesn't happen on digital, and I kind of gripe about that one a bit. but there's trade-offs. It's a lot easier for me to work with. Just, I grip a lot, don't I? There we are. There we are. Nope. There, round that out. Alright. I really do wish I could just, like, show you guys as I'm doing it. Wonder how that would work with there was another coin there, but you can't quite see it. But paint, stay in there. I think yeah, she does have a black outline on that, but I'll work at getting the coins in place. Alright, so that would be, that one's too big. That's fine. Looks weird. Alright, there we are. There we are for that one. Alright. One of the things I do notice on a lot of digital works is oftentimes where they cheat the system and do a little bit of lazy artwork. It's practical. I will not deny that it's practical, but I notice it lazy. For like instance, on these the armor bits. Give me 1 minute. They could use a pre-made brush, like with coins, and just like make a screen mesh across. And I notice on occasion when the artists do that, it tends to be more like on futuristic with like weird little networking things on an arm or something weird like that, or like tattoos or things of that nature. And so it's a lot easier to make a design that tiles, and then paint that design on everything, which makes sense. You can do that. Yeah, that's what a lot of those things were designed for. But it gives a sense of mass-produced fakeness, and I don't. It's just a pet peeve more than, oh, that's the wrong way to do it. It just, I wish more artists could do it by hand, because I have seen some artists, some artworks that really do stick out to me, not because they're any phenomenal, but because they put in all the effort for all those little bits. And I'd like to be able to see artists do more by hand. Maybe not exactly, but that automated fill and stuff, there's a little bit of a difference to it. I can't quite explain it, but you can pick it out. Alright, so here's where we go with the some fine detail work here. Give me a minute. Again, stay off the canvas. Yeah, if I could, for a lot of artworks, I'd try and do them by hand and get every little bit as good as I could. I would most definitely not be the fastest artist in the West. I will admit to that readily. But it's just such a shame, I think, that some of these guys go that route. I understand it, and the more art you can pump out, the more money you can make. The more money you can make, the more things you can do. Makes sense, but I like being thorough. I like quality over quantity, personally. But this is not a world that really does accept quality. It's a world that runs off quantity. Because when you really get down to it, it comes down to sheer numbers. If you make one thing in a month, but somebody else can make two things in a month, they will, by simple mathematics, have done more than you and get more out of it. So therefore, the more you can put out, the more you can get. But that's just the way of the world. So I'd like to take a step back and just do some things for quality. Not because I need to make a living on it, though I wouldn't mind doing it like this. I still got a ways to go for that. Oop, wrong brush, wrong brush. Think. Yeah, wrong brush. You know, just fine, be that way. This starts here. And I should start putting these on social media, shouldn't I? Not as a prospect to entice people to buy my shit, but just show people what I did. Ah, shit. There, that's not too bad, not too bad. I can fix that. I can fix that. Alright, I think that's gonna do it. Mostly for the clothing. I still got time, still got things to work with. Alright, so what's next? Gloves. We'll work on the gloves. So how do I go about doing the gloves? I Work on the yellow, get the bands going, and work from there. Okay. That's what I'll do. That's what I'll do. Good enough. So. Alright, so that would be the gold. And since we've got. Oh, come on, there we are. That little problem with the hair back there. Get some of you. Try and get you. Fill that in. Cover it up. So I did not make that mistake. Okay, so let's get very, very light. Oh, yeah, I'll show you guys what I did so far. There we go, all covered up. Alright, so the bikini is, I believe, done. Maybe some touch-ups in a couple areas, but here we go. This is what I've got so far. Shading works out. Shading is alright. The highlights are okay. I'm not quite sure how to do them better, but it's what's on here, so we'll go with that. Moving on to the gloves. Gloves have the golden bands there. Well, let's work with same gold is up there, so we'll use the same coloring. Not you. It's you. Yep, you. You were the right size brush. So let's go with the base color here. Get these golden bands is filled right on in. Now, how did I get that color in on the glows? I think those were the other black. Yeah, right. Those are the Mars black. I think that's what I used for the coloring. Mars black on there. So let's get this going and see how well we can get it. I do also have that red band back there. Let's see where we can. I'll worry about that later. I'll worry about that later. I don't quite have enough to worry about that right now. Okay, so this is the base gold on the band. I think it could be a smidge darker. Introduce some brown to it on the next pass, and that'll do it. Alright, this one needs to be a thinner band. I have it too much. Alright, so this one needs to be much thinner than it actually is. Much thinner, much thinner. I think that was just placeholder coloring, sketching, placeholder sketching. So I need to fill it in about that much. There we are. That'll do. That'll do. Okay. Round 2. Here we go. Try really hard not to color outside of the lines here. It is kind of weird how just like the whole process starts evolving as you go. Like you start out, yeah, that's good. That's what it should be, and then you realize, no, it needs to be a little bit different, little bit different. This one needs to be much darker down here. I think they have significant shading on this one. So we'll work on that. We'll work with that. I still have the brown I need to mix in here. Get that odd sheen they've got there. Let's work at that next. There's the the highlights. That should be there. I should have a highlight on that one too. Right. It's not a tiara. What is that? Headband? It's got a name and I'm blanking on it right now. I think it starts with a C. What is the name of those? What is the name of those? Circlet. Circlet. There we are. That's the name. It is a circlet, I believe. What she's got. Alright, so let's see. That's a bit too bright, I think. Okay, so it's a bit too pale. That's what it is. It's not bright, it's pale. But I only have those two yellows, so maybe mix it up a bit. Mix it up. Let's see what that does. A lot more of the bright yellow, but still part of there. Let's see if that's any better. A little, but not by much. Might need to go out and get a new paint color for this. You know what? I think that might be the middle gradient I needed to get into this one. And you get a little spot right there. Is that alright? I think it's okay, but I think I need to... Yeah, I definitely need a brown. Alright, I think it was you who... Nope. Work. You know, I really do need to update my UI. Not quite sure how, but I'll toy with it. I'll figure it out. Well, that's what I did. I mixed that with the other black. I can't do that right now. Alright, so add paint. Yellow is there. We do have that faded white. The color right here. Yeah, that. Well, that is kind of a white. That'll be a tough one. It's probably closer to a gray. But paint, stop being like that. Always having to clean the brushes all the time. Make sure they're all the way clean. Okay. Let's go. I've got you. Let's start with this one. Oop, a little bit higher, actually. There we go. Like that, and then from about here, need more paint. From about here, up and around, I'll get bright. This paint is too bright. I need just the tiniest. Titanium white is not the color for this. But you know what? Let's go with it. I can fix it, cover it all up later. I think I might be able to just shade it just ever so slightly to get it to be the color it needs to be. Okay, so it's that way, no cross in that one. So this one starts. Shit. This one has the cross in similar area. And then one more way the hell back here. That goes up into the armband there. I think that works, but I will need to touch it up at the end. Fine details can be a pain. Yeah, as it is, it's too bright, but I can tone it down with some patchwork at the end. Okay, that's that one. We've got the ones back here now. This one probably should be a gray. This one starts here, spreads up above the band. Okay, about there. Yeah, this will need some work. This will need some work. This one goes into the band. Right there. Get some more paint. Clean some of it off so it's not as severe. Clean a bit more off. Alright, and I think just a couple of the couple more to give the impression of a stripe. A strap, rather. Because it gets too hard to identify further down on the glove. There we are, there we are. Alright, so I guess I do have, I've got its main gloves, strap, and filling some of that in. Alright. It's the stupid color right here. It's almost a saturated yellow, but it's very bright. I don't have anything like that. I've got a pale yellow and a dark yellow. I don't have a bright yellow. Oh, one other thing while I'm here, and I still have some paint. I think, anyway. Alright, her eyes. I wanted to touch up on her eyes and actually give her some pupils to look through. I only have so much brushwork to work with. And so much paint left to work with it too. Alright, so you best I can. fill that in. You need to be a little bit more to the side. Paint. I think I'm out of paint. Stuff I'm using is dried up. Alright, so let's get one more run at it. And we can maybe potentially work at mixing that in with the other one, see if we can get the color on the glove again. Nope, not you. You. Alright. Okay, let's see here. Good deal of paint, but not so much that I'm over encumbered. Alright, so her eyelashes need to be a bit more angular. Alright. Going on into the hair. Like that. I think a little bit more at a point here. Right there. So that on over. And that's looking pretty good. That's looking pretty good. A little bit, tiniest little mark right there. Impression of an eyelash. Alright. Alright. A little bit. I need just a little bit more around that back out. That's okay. Now this one needs a lot more, like that, I believe. I think that's that little, just that odd look she's got. Kind of like disinterested, far away look and feel. A little bit more just on the bottom that I missed. Let's try and get that going. Right here, there's a little dark spot. It's a little bit more right there. And there we are, I believe. I believe that would be her eyes. As best as I can do them anyway. I'm not an expert, but that's pretty close. Alright. Okay, so the next one I wanted to work with, try to fill in the gloves, which I believe was a mixture of this brown, this black, and the other black. I believe is my guess on what it was. Or maybe it was just the tiniest bit of white. Well, let's find out. I don't have any white. Tiny bit of white, tiny bit of white. More black, more black. Alright, this This is my guess as to what it was. And that looks okay. Give it a shot. What color did I use there? What color did I use? Let's see if this is anywhere close. It's close enough. I can fill in spots for it. Alright. It's good enough. I can't really tell too much of a difference, so we'll go with that. And fill in this line right around the bracelet. For the band here. And we'll see where we get to. There's the aspect of they get darker as they get closer to the bottom. I can deal with that at a later step. But for now, I'm trying to fill it in. Get rid of all these ugly white spots. Just sticking out everywhere. There we are. Yellow needs to come around a bit more. That stopped a bit too short. Just a little bit too short. Getting there, we're getting there. Very careful not to go into the yellow. Oop, one more spot right up here. Right up there. Okay. It's working out, going okay. I need to fix this band here. It's a little off. Can't specifically say why. I think we're okay. Alright, they are a tinge of blue. So how do I get that blue overtone? Oh no. Wait, is that blue? It's... I don't know. Hello, welcome. Oh, I did get the new Dread movie, and I did see it. Oh, that was better. Yeah, it was an entirely different feel for a movie. It wasn't a cheesy action flick. It was an actual kind of action suspense, I guess is one way to put it. I don't know. But yeah, that was a lot better made. But yeah, alright, just sorry. Alright. So yeah, so thank you for introducing me to that. I think actually one of my family members might be interested in it as well. So I'll see what they think. Let them see it. Alright, so we've got the outline here. He didn't take off the mask. Helmet, yeah. Yeah, that was... He had that mask on the whole time. And she never had a helmet on the whole time. But at least they had an explanation as to why she didn't have a helmet. It messes with her stuff, her psychic ability, so that's at least plausible. And he did comment on, Bullet would probably mess with it more. That was an interesting, interesting one. Well, you could tell it was a... yeah. Bullet would mess with it more. Yeah, that was a good one. But yeah, you could tell it wasn't AAA quality production. They were maybe like A+ quality. I could see some of that. But because of that, you could tell that they took a lot of care getting things put into place, which was pretty fascinating. I like that. Oh, one of the things, I don't know why, but it bugged me, was the outside world was just normal world with some CG buildings, but the movie wasn't supposed to take place outside of the world. It's supposed to take place in that building, so I give it a pass in that regard, but whatever. Alright, so there he is. But yeah, it was pretty cool. I liked how he actually ran out of bullets, and he was sitting there trying to use different ammunition during the end there. And it wasn't just a gun with unlimited bullets. It did have a limit. So it's like all the small little details they added in there were pretty cool. The whole slow-mo. That was interesting. I did notice a few spots in the slow-mo, mostly when people were getting shot up, that it looked odd or fake. But other than that, yeah, the slow-mo was pretty neat. Give me a second here. Oh, come on. There we are. So, kind of... character arcs were pretty cool, yeah. Well, there weren't a lot of them. There was the cameraman dude, which you learn about, and then the yeah, there was, yeah, that was definitely the blood. If they made a few of the spots darker, it would have been completely unnoticeable. But just that little bit made it pop out. But yeah, there was the her kill, her execution, I guess, and then she ran into the other people, and that was an interesting take. And yeah, because that's what happens. It's like you kill somebody, you've actually killed somebody. You haven't just killed some random thug. You have killed a person. Which was really neat that they went out of their way to show that. And not in a way that's like, you did this, you are bad, you are a horrible person, and just like shove it down your throat. It's like, if you weren't paying attention, you might have actually missed it. Which is one of the nice ways to tell a story. Not shove it down your throats, but just show it. Show it happening. Yeah, shit. Oh, I'm gonna have to redo this band. Give me a minute. And yeah, he was competent. He yeah, that kind of is his character. He is entirely 100% competent at everything he does. Mostly. And he's the law. The law has to be competent. And the other one was, he wasn't just like action hero, knew everything and like was able to survive hell and back. Yeah, because of plot armor. He was able to survive it because of experience and knowledge and things like that. You know, the movie reminded me a bit of John McClane. Die Hard. A bit. Very similar stories and kind of a similar finale at the end too. It's always about the money. Oh, that movie is just like Die Hard future version, isn't it? Yeah, he knew how people worked. It was, yeah, it's like, I like that aspect. It's like really hard to explain, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it was a bit of character. It wasn't just plot ability like some superhero. Gonna wear the helmet at the end? Maybe. But she was, I think at the end, she was just walking away kind of upset with herself that she failed. They did set that up so it could potentially have a sequel, though I don't think it will. Knowing Hollywood and all that. Paint, paint, paint. He did treat her, during like one of the bits. So she was okay, but yeah, it's like odd little attention to detail like that. Attention to detail, that's the thing. That's when you can tell something was done quality. Just the attention to all the small little background elements. Things that can easily go unnoticed. Oh wow, it's past 6. She did? Well, she passed, but the movie I had didn't get the money it deserved at the time. Yep. Isn't that how it always goes? The good stuff always dies young. But it is past 6, so I'm gonna start calling it today. Let me give you a close-up view of what I got so far. Pretty good. I think I need a couple of touch-ups on the hair, give it a bit more color, because it's got some in areas, and I just had kind of like a two-tone color here. And then the background, touch up the gloves, do the background, and touch up the hair, and add a mouth, add a fucking mouth, because I always forget that aspect. But yeah, here we are. It's looking pretty good. The gloves need a little softening, but that'll be it. Oh yeah, Mondays. Today's Monday. Right. Thank you for reminding me. But yeah, mouse. Anyway, thank you. It's getting close. It's almost there. And just one step at a time, and you'll eventually get to the finish line. But anyway, thanks for hopping in at the end, man. And thank you for the movie recommendation. It was actually pretty good. I also need to show my family member that. See if they'll like it. Anyway, I'm out, man. See you later.